Hi guys, today I'm going to interview one of my friends. She's from Bolivia. Her name is Franchesca. She's studying in Moscow Aviation Institute. So if you're thinking of studying in Russia or visiting the country, you can learn something from this video. The first question is, why did you choose exactly Russia, but not an English-speaking country? And can you tell me the story? How exactly it was? Like you graduated from high school, then why did you choose Russia?
Great. Why I choose Russia? The first reason, the thing is that one customer of my mom told me about the scholarships in Russia. So I just searched about it. I saw what's interesting here. I thought studying Russian could be really, really difficult. But I always been so interested on the rockets in the space, everything about that satellite, Sputnik. Yeah. So I thought if I go to Russia, I will study in the place that everything about the space was born. So that's really interesting. I thought, okay, I can learn Russian. I learn English by myself. So if I will be teach Russian, I will learn. I could. I think in that moment I was pretty crazy because I thought it was going to be so easy. I thought it was going to be so easy, and now I see that no, it's very difficult. The Russian language is really difficult, but look, I learned. I understand. Yeah.
But what about another countries? Also, in other countries, you can learn like space and other stuff. Why is exactly Russia? And what was the key point?
Russia is a place that I never heard about someone about. I think the people that surround me never told me about going to Russia. Everyone talks about USA or
Europe.
Germany, most of them, and never I heard about Russia. So it was interesting to go somewhere that not everyone talks about. Something different. I like different things. So that was a point that, and there's a lot of history in Russia. So I wanted to be involved with that.
That's very interesting. You did the thing against the trend.
Yeah, that's the word.
Are you on a scholarship or you're self-sponsored?
With a scholarship, I think it's a good one because they pay the studies, but they even give us this
Some money.
1,800, and that's enough to pay the living part. Just that. After that, we pay by ourselves the food, transport. By the way, I think it's really cheap living here, like a student.
What university are you at? What are you studying and which year?
So I'm studying Moscow Aviation Institute, MAI, and I'm on the second year. I'm studying rockets engineering.
That's good. How comfortable are you on the campus? Tell some things.
I think something about Russia in many places is about the structure of the buildings. There are many stuff that is really old. That things are not really nice, just for the view, and it's really important. I think that the things looks good because it's the first impression that you have. So you see something and you feel in a way, yes. So that's the thing. After that, we have the teachers. We have the Международный отдел, the international department. Yeah. So it's a little bit not different. hard to deal with that, because sometimes you need help in some stuff.
You mean like to apply for the university, to extend visa, you mean that?
No, I mean when you need something apart, when you are already into the university, you need help sometimes, and it's hard to ask for help. They are not really easy to ask for help, but I think it's bureaucratic. Everywhere is like that. A lot of papers, a lot of things. The teachers, I think they treat us like they treat the Russian people. I've been in classes like with Russians, and they treat them the same as to their foreign people. But yeah, we study apart. The foreigners in the Russians in groups, different groups. We are not mixed. Yeah, that's something that I don't really like that. If we could study with the Russians, we would practice much more their language, because we are with, I don't know, people from Latin America, or from, I don't know, India or Africa, Nigeria. They speak English, they speak Spanish. So just the moment that I need to talk with the teacher is when I practice. And if it could be with Russians, I think I could have Russian friends much easier.
So the only people that you speak Russian with is teachers. I mean, when you're studying Russian, this is the thing. But when you're in the first year, or I mean, never mind the year, if you're studying with Russians, you would practice more.
Yeah, that's true. And it could be better to have not relationship, but to
at least friendships.
Yeah, friendship with the Russian people, to know more how they act.
The culture, the people.
Yeah, it's hard to be involved in the culture, because they are way in everything. Even we are supposed to have the Russian buildings, the frames. Now here we are mixed. Just I don't know why, but it should be like that. It's known that this is a Russian building. I'm here just because something changed.
So how do you sustain yourself?
My parents pay for my what's the word for this? Well,
grocery.
Yes,
I know.
For my grocery, my bills. Yeah, most of that. I worked, by the way. I try to work, but thank God I don't really need to work to maintain myself, just to live in Moscow.
Next questions will be about the life in Russia. And the question is, how many years did you spend in Russia?
I'm here 2 years. Yeah, already 2 years and a half.
The important question is also, is it safe in Russia?
It's safe. And okay, talking about the war, there's not any problem here. You didn't even feel that something. Okay, you can see on the prices of the grocery store. I saw the difference is, yeah, you can see it. A little bit expensive, but it's not something that is crazy and explodes your mind. No, you see that affects a little bit of the money in Russia, okay, but it's not unsafe. It's okay. And talking about the war is that, but after apart that, it's safe. You can't live like the safe you live here in Bolivia or wherever. I walked here by 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6 a.m., and it's the same as 2 p.m. It's really safe, and I feel safe here. That's something that I really love here. It's really safe.
And the most interesting question is, are Russians friendly?
There's a lot of types of people in everywhere. So I think the difference it's that here the people it's more directly. Like if someone doesn't like something, they really express it. Yes, the Russians are
Direct people.
direct. I think it's good. Yeah, it's good, but sometimes it's weird. But as well, I know many Russians.
Can you give an example, like when you were surprised, like somebody expressed his emotions in a direct way?
I was walking with my friend in the street, and we were talking in Spanish, laughing a lot, like always. And someone screamed that we should talk in Russian because we are in Russia, and that's disrespectful. In that moment, I didn't understand everything because I was just new here, so that was very weird. Yeah, that's one thing. But I'm telling you, I know people that it's nice.
Who are friendly?
Yeah, pretty friendly, helpful. I think there's a lot of helpful people here. Yeah, I think the same. In Bolivia, you can find the same people, nice and not.
By the way, do you know any stereotypes about Russia, and some of them which are not true?
Okay, about the vodka first. I don't see everyone drinking vodka everywhere, but it's cheap. And the bears and the mafia. When I was coming here, my dad just gave me one advice, and he told me to be careful with the mafia and with the bears. I don't know.
But did you see mafia here or
No.
bears?
No, I don't.
Where are the bears?
Where are the bears? I'm so sad about it. I want to see a bear.
I think for some people it's even it's an interesting part to go to Russia and to see bears.
Yeah.
Like they expect it, but when they come, they are disappointed.
Yes, I'm disappointed.
The next question will be like, is it really cold in Russia? Let's listen to the answer. Right now it's the February, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So we can see the snow, and you can see Franchesca's opinion about that.
It's cold. Of course it is. I think it's more impressive to people that didn't ever see snow in their lives. In my case, I played with snow before. I been in the mountains because in Bolivia, in my city, La Paz, we can go to the mountains and play with snow. So I knew about it. But by the way, I never been in minus 20 degrees.
Never experienced this.
Never, no, never. So I knew where I was coming, so I was prepared mentally, at least, not physically. But the body gets used, whatever you are. So now I'm used to it, to the snow, to the cold. I don't like the wind, but I think everyone can get used, whatever.
Are you waiting for the summer?
Yeah, every day. I just told it 2 hours ago.
Next is, how do you feel about Russian food?
The food in Russia. I can say that it's really crazy. But I tried many things. I think I didn't try a lot. Okay, so I know about the borscht and the plov. That I know that it's not from Russia, but I knew it when I came here, so I like it. I like a lot the borscht. I have a friend that make it for me, and it was really good. But
A Russian friend?
no, but it's really nice. But the thing I saw something interesting here. It's a part of milk and all this stuff. there are a lot of products in base of it. You can pass for it, and there's a lot of types of milk. There are a lot of yogurts. The tворог and that things. I never tried before.
Have you tried pancakes?
The
Really?
lychee. I love them. I love.
I would say it's a Russian food. I mean,
That's Russian. That's really Russian. There's the day of the lychee.
Maslenitsa.
I enjoy the day a lot. I love it salty or with fruits.
Cottage cheese.
I love it in every way. Yeah, that.
Are things affordable here?
Okay, in base of the month that I have the money per month, it's affordable. I can eat well. I think is the most important thing. I never run out of money. I think even I can say that I have left money when the month finished. Yes, so I can. That's for me is the most important thing. To eat well, to eat healthy. I know that it's a little bit expensive to buy meat. I think the vegetables, the fruits are not like in my country, of course, because I'm not living there.
But can you compare, for example, how much money you need to live? Right now, you live in the dormitory, right? If we talk about the prices for groceries, and for example, sometimes you need to buy clothes and so on. How much money you need per month to pay for all these things?
You want me to tell you how much money I need?
You need, yeah. Not how much money you get, but how much money you need. Just how much money is enough to live.
Enough.
Yeah, for a student.
It depends. It depends a lot because that's a thing that I think it's good here. There are a lot of options and prices. Of course, what? Let me think. Okay, so there's a lot of options. You have different prices, so you can decide what kind of food you can buy. So it depends a lot. For me, it's enough, more than enough, and not more than enough. It's enough. 20,000
Rubles per month. It's
yeah. If I could live in not in a dormitory, of course that's nothing because you need to pay the quartier.
the renting. Yeah. But if we talk about the groceries,
It's just about groceries and something else that you would like to. For me, that's quite enough. Like, not much, but it's not a little. But I have friends that lives with the half of it in a month, and they are okay. I don't know how they do it, but they are okay with 10,000.
Do you have Russian friends? And is it easy to make friends here? And can you compare like making friends with Russians and making friends with foreigners?
I have one, and it's true. I think Russians are a little bit closed to make friends. I can't say that I have friends because for me, friends are people that is really close to you, that they know about you. I have known people that are Russian. They are nice. I can say that I have a friend, a girlfriend that is. It's nice. It's cool. She speaks English though.
You mean female friend?
Yeah, a friend, a girlfriend, not a girlfriend. She's nice. But I think something that I saw I don't know if it's about culture or the Russians feels like a little bit shy, I can say, about not speaking another language, and I think they see this about like a barrier. So when I meet someone, some Russian people and they speak English or Spanish, they are nice, they are open. But when I meet people that doesn't know anything about foreigners or whatever, they are pretty close and shy and quiet. It's not easy to make new friends because they are different, but you can find nice people too.
Do you have an experience of dating with a Russian? And what would you say about this? Like, would you like?
I had just one date with Russian boy. He was nice, but I think that's not my style of people. I don't know. I mean, they don't even understand my jokes because in Spanish sounds different. So that is one thing. But I think you are pretty gentleman, maybe. So I'm not really interested, but it's okay. I think they are nice boys. I know that they are.
But maybe if the man watched this video, I mean, and for example, what is the advice for them? What do they need to do to date a Latin girl? Like, what are the things that they need to do? Like, know Spanish or like what? Yeah.
No. If no, it's not necessary to someone to speak Spanish to be interesting. But maybe I knew a lot of Russians that are serious.
Too serious.
Too much, and the expressions, even the way they talk, everything is so going down. So you need to be like a little bit happier, expressive. We are from Latin America. We love the contact and the expressions and everything. Yeah, harder, but I think it's important. By the way, it depends on the person, the people. Every girl or boy has different interests. Yeah,
Can you work and study at the same time?
it's possible if you can find a work like per hours. So for me,
A part-time job, like
yes, because if I teach, it takes me 1 hour. So when I go out when I finish my classes, when I come here back to the hostel, I can have 1 or 2 lessons per day. I don't do it, but it's possible. It's possible. You have offers. If you know English, it's easier, and if you don't know Russian, it's true, it's easier. But I don't know about other types of work. I try to find. I'm not a fan of teaching, so I try to find another type of work, but I didn't find.
But the best job, I think, for Spanish-speaking people is to teach Spanish.
Yeah.
And how much like money can you get per hour? The average.
I think I told you it depends, but you can have 500, you can have 1,500. So you need to look good. But actually, I've been paid 1,000 per hour, 700 sometimes, and it depends of the people too, that they can afford some much more. But yeah.
Do you need to know Russian for studying here, or if you want to visit?
To study, if you can pay the English program, you don't have any problem if you know English, right? To visit here, I think it could be better if you know a little bit of Russian to understand things. And it depends about which type of trip do you have. If you have an expensive one, you can find what?
A guide,
A
for
guide
example.
that
Yeah.
speaks English, Spanish, whatever. You can go to places that you can see the menu. You know what are you eating, what are you consuming. But if you are, I don't know, just a backpack boy that you are going to a hostel really cheap and anywhere, you need to know a little bit. But it's not impossible if you don't speak Russian. I came here without knowing any word in Russian and I survived. But you need to be translating everything. But you can do it, by the way. But it depends on your interest because I want to travel to Italy and I would like to know a little bit of the language and go there knowing something. But it's not impossible to come here without knowing the language.
Was it hard to learn Russian? And can you tell some like advice for people to learn Russian?
It's hard to learn Russian. You have other type of letters. You're not just learning the part of what talking. You need to read something really different. But with effort, you can do whatever you want. I can't say that I have a advice or a tip to learn Russian, but it's important to practice. You need to practice whatever you're doing. If you just read, you know the grammar, you know everything, but you don't practice, it's
And I would say, yeah, as Russians, some of them are shy. If you try to speak with them, they will be open for practicing Russian. Like, I mean, of course, it's unusual, for example, for a girl to try to speak with a man or with Russian girls. But if you try, some of them there will be willing to spend time to practice the language to be friends.
I can say that it's okay. It's already in you, that because you can find friends and new people if you are like that kind of person that you like to know people, to find person. So it's about the way that you are, but it's possible, of course. It is personality.
The last interesting questions are: will you stay in Russia after graduating?
First of all, before leaving my country, I knew I knew that I didn't go. I was not meant to stay here. I just wanted to study here. But now that I'm here and I know most of the things, I can say that I changed my mind. I'm still going home. Not home, but yes, home. I need to go home. But I'm not doing masters. I'm not living here. A main reason, maybe it's the way that the people live here. I'm used to be in a house. I'm used to have a garden for me. And here I just see buildings. I just see, and I'm not fan of it. I like the weather. I enjoy the snow. I enjoy the cold as well. But it's not something that I want to for my life. And it's something of just personal. But I want to travel around the world and live in many places that I can. So
So the rush is like comfortable for visiting, but not for living here. As you're
Yes.
Bolivian, you got used to some other things.
Mm-hmm.
You feel comfortable when there is a garden, when you live in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not fan of the cold.
And also the face of Russians. I mean, they don't smile.
The face of Russians. Okay, the sadness of the view. You see the people and they are okay. If you see this winter and these buildings, of course you will have that face. But the people, it's really sad. I don't know if they are sad, but they look like that. The the streets look like that. The buildings are just without colors.
Russia is sad.
No. No, it's not sad.
What would you like to tell future yourself? For example, if you watch this video in 3 years, 4 years.
3-4 years. I will finish in 2 years, so by that time I should be. I should not be in Russia. So I could say that it's important to be positive. It's important to stay positive. I hope this Franchesca, it's already traveling, looking for another place to live. I think I can say that the problems are just for a moment. Everything is just in moments in their life, and you can pass through everything, so you can stay.
The last one is, will you recommend to study in Russia or to visit this country? And what would you advise people to do, like to study on a Russian program, English?
The universities are different. I think there are universities that have a better level than mine about talking about the education. It's easy to study here, but I think there are some things about the studies that are left that you can't learn here, I think. But you can study here if you are really interested on learning the language. You should study Russian. If you are interested on the culture, you should learn in Russian. But if you take the English program, it's because you are not living here, you are going abroad, so in English will be easier. I know that the teachers in the English program are not the best in English sometimes, so you need to know that you will deal with that. And if you're studying in Russian, you will know that even if you have bad fact, and even if you really learned this year of Russian in the first year of university, you will not understand everything, and that's okay, because after that you will start understanding. And by the way, sometimes you have to learn in your language, Spanish or English. So
Yeah, so it was a great interview. Thank you for your time.
thank you. I enjoyed it. Thank you
Yes,
for the
I enjoyed it too.
opportunity.
And can you just say something in Spanish?
In Spanish?
If Spanish people watch it, let them leave comments. And I hope that Spanish people, not Spanish, I mean Latin people will watch it. And can you say something in Spanish, like subscribe the channel or leave the comments or something, I don't know, in Spanish, something interesting.
Hola a todos. Pueden suscribirse al canal, dejar un like, un comentario y un saludo desde Bolivia.
Yeah, and one more thing is that I will show people the view. So if somebody was watching this video and he wanted to know what's happening,
You can go to the center of Moscow and make some captions. Right.
quarters, yeah. So generally, the area, if somebody is watching this, right now we're in the dormitory. That far, where? That far. It's the metro station, shopping mall. This is football fields, and summer actually is the forest. The big one is forest. You can go jogging. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, have a good day, everyone.